Hey, how you doing? It's Judge Lynn. Day 2 of the New Year's resolution. I bought this top. I already had the pants, and I put them together. Now, it's very basic. It's just black. But I got a top that hides my neck. And it ruches around the boobs so they don't seem so big. So there you go. Day 2 of New Year's resolutions. Now, oh, look at that hair. I'm glad I didn't make New Year's revolution about my hair. But anyway, the thing about New Year's resolutions is they're hard to keep because we don't put any processes and proceed. I don't know. Let me start over again. One of the difficult things about New Year's resolutions is you run out of motivation early, and because you don't have processes and procedures in place to encourage you to continue the change in your behavior. Now, this is what I've done. I'm going to turn this thing. Look at that hair. Turn this thing to the whatever. You see my dirty floor, but also my process and procedure. Those are bags 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 of the clothes that I'm giving away to the local church, because stuff I've had forever, don't wear, don't look good, and I can't put on clothes that look bad if I don't have them here in the house. So that's what I'm doing to encourage to support my New Year's resolutions. So, I want to answer a question from a young man, which is really wonderful because I don't get many questions from them. This is a really good question, but before I do, first of all, I hope your holidays were good. I really do. Mine sucked. It was just terrible. And I don't know why. For me and 3 of my sons, we all talked. This was the saddest Christmas ever. Well, since the Christmas right before he died. And I don't know why. And we kind of came up with, there were other things going on that were crises and concerns and issues that are either solved by now or on a hiatus. And I'm not solving, and I'm not serious about anything. And I stupidly did not pace my dollhouse purchases well enough. So now I got all that. I'm in between houses, and it's going to be 2 weeks till I get another one. And the ones I've got, I can't do anything with. So I think I just got stuck in the sea of stupid. Nothing going on. And all I could just feel was how hard it was. That's all I could feel. I was going to do a little post about him, with a happy birthday to you, because his birthday January 1. And I couldn't do it. Hooped and hollered and cried. Well, I didn't hoop and holler, but I did cry. So I don't know what happened there. I hope your holidays were better. But I think one of my problems is I'm not treating Christmas like Christmas anymore. I'll go to the Christmas service online, but that's, I didn't do anything. I made Christmas dinner 2 nights before Christmas and ate it that morning, Christmas Eve morning. And then I didn't have anything to do on Christmas, so I'm going to have to be more celebratory, which is a very non-toler thing to do, but it's what I need to do. So I hope your holiday was better than mine. And I'm not complaining, though, because you got to get through all of it. Every single solitary piece of it you have to get through. I want to welcome my new Sonalis that have joined my group of young ladies who... I wrote a book called Dear Sonali, Letters to the Daughter I Never Had. I always wanted to replicate my relationship I had with my mother, so I wrote a book and told her as much as I can told y'all as much as I can remember of her, of what she told me, in addition to what she told me in My Mother's Rules. So, why did I have that conversation with you? I do not know. Oh, the Dear Sonali room. So it's a bunch of young women. We were talking about things. And one of the things we did this year was I gave them all my. Usually I don't do New Year's resolutions. What I do is I report card for the year past. And I gave them my report card for a year past. And I asked them to give me a report card if they were so inclined. And 3 people did and did a very good job of it. So my Sonalis in our next room, not on the live, but on this just the next steady one, I'm going to read some of the comments and stuff of the report cards that I got because I thought they were really cool and very insightful and very, very interesting. And now I want to come to why I came here in the first place. This is KH. I think his first name is Kevin. I'm just going to leave it there. And he says, growing up, I was exposed early to unhealthy relationships, which made me guarded, as it would. But I was also shaped by my grandparents' marriage, a healthy, loving example that showed me not all men or relationships are the same. Now that's good thinking. To know that what you were raised in is what you were raised in, and there is so much around it. You know what I mean? And you were able to take from not only what you were raised in, but from what was around you. That's a very good thing. Because of the contrast, I made a very conscious decision early on to spend my 20 years focused on myself, my career, independence, self-discovery, rather than dating. I've always valued autonomy, never felt aligned with dating simply because it was expected or revolved around time. You sound like the male version of me back in the 20s, when I was in my early 20s, in my late, like 27, 26, this thought went, have a baby. Just have a baby. Biology just was just look at me, slap my hair up into the head, up into the air. The biology is no joke. I always thought men were just inconvenient, and then I was like, I wanted to have a baby, so I had to get me one for real. Got me a good one too. Hey, just saying. I'm naturally introverted, anxious at times, and very comfortable being alone. You are me. Solitude has never felt like a lot to me. I've also never cared for dating casually. Me either. For me, dating has always meant intention and the possibility of marriage, which made opting out feeling easier and safer. Okie dokie. Now at 28, I still feel fulfilled. I'm independent, child-free, travel as much as I like, and pivoting careers. But I've noticed a subtle internal shift. While I've always brushed off romantic interest and remained career-focused, I now find myself more open to conversation and curiosity than before. It's unfamiliar territory, and I'm unsure whether this reflects growth, a natural evolution, or an internal tension between protecting my freedom and allowing space for connection. Very thoughtful brother here. I could seriously live my entire life being single, but I fear my older self will be upset with how I feel about dating currently, LOL. I'd really like your insight on how to discern whether this is an invitation to explore something new or simply a phase of reflection and have to approach it without betraying the self I've worked on to become. My answer is going to not distress you because I don't know you that well, but my answer is not going to be what you expect. Why does it matter? I think a lot of the reasons why we're called the anxious generation, or everybody's so anxious and upset these days, is there's so much information out there, including me, telling you what to do. Is this internal? Am I true to myself? Is it this and that? How do I identify? Blah, 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 blah. And I overthink too. I always want to know what my reasoning is and all that kind of stuff. But you're 28 years old and you're feeling different. That's growth. Or it may be a momentary phase. What difference does it make? Go through it. If you see yourself shifting and there's nothing negative about the shift other than you just never been there before, but there's nothing really negative, why just let it go with it. Now go with it knowledgeably. Don't just jump in, but just go with it. Things are changing. you know? And there are a lot of things to consider. And part of what you considered is interesting. Women are very handy. You know what I mean? That's what I tell my sons when I'm trying to get them to get married. But it's interesting that often women are the ones that are craving marriage, but they're the least satisfied once they get married. There's some studies out there about why the divorces are, for the most part, started by women. There's a lot of different reasons why it could be. I don't really know. But I think, I don't know, we tend to take on a lot of roles and then get dissatisfied about it and then don't know how to talk to renegotiate our deal. There you go. But I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about you. Yeah, go with it. I went with the change that had me. I didn't have an old slow evolutionary change. That was just a whop. Oh my goodness! I need to get married because I want to have a baby. 26, just whop. But I went with it. And it turned out to be the right thing. Now, I went with it intelligently. I just didn't go out and find the first cat I could find and marry him. You know, you take your time, you do. But just go with it. People evolve, people change, you mature. It would be a shame if you felt the same way at 35 that you did at 25, that you did at 15. So, and it's not like you're making a decision to invest all of your money in one company. You know, that's not what this is. This is life. Let us explore the differing feelings and changes in our attitudes and beliefs. It's not, this is what, we're so, define it, be it, make a decision about it. No. Nothing dangerous in seeing an evolution in your own emotionality and gently, riding that new wave to see what it is. And then you'll find out if it's a phase or an evolution or a growth or whatever it tends to be. And it's not something, once you've done it, you can't undo it. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I made that thing about the business. If I'm going to put all my business in one company, all my money in one company, that's like, oh, if I get this wrong, I'm in trouble. But if you name the feeling incorrectly, what is the downside, as long as you are always watching what you're doing and seeing how your new feelings and the new actions that follow your new feelings are working in your life. Don't be afraid to change. Just because, change in and of itself makes you nervous. So don't be afraid of it. Just do it intelligently. That's what I have to say about that. Get out there and live. Scroll less, live more. Unless you're scrolling by me, then stop. Shameless plug. But anyway, there you go. It's good to see you. January 2, 2026. It's going to be a better year in 2025. I'm calling it. I'm saying it. If you have a question for me, like young Kevin did, and down there will be a link tree, and it'll be Ask Judge Lynn, and you can send me a question. Ask Judge Lynn. If you're a young woman and you want to join that club, Dear Sonali's Club, there's a join right at the far right-hand side as you're looking at it, and you can join and be part of Sonali's room. I'm still working on the widow's room. I'm slow, but I'll get there. Y'all have a good day. Get out there and act like you got some sense. Seriously. It will help everything. Maybe other people will follow suit. Probably not, but, hey, you can try. Take it easy.